Let's see if we're actually live over here on YouTube. Awesome. No delay. Oh, let's figure this all out here. Didn't know if I'm watching my Chiefs slowly get destroyed out of injuries and just pure incompetence. And so, it's probably good to just do this and see if anybody joins. If not, no big deal at all. No big deal. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Oh yeah, man. So it's been a very successful month for me. You know, it is what it is. It is allocation month, so they say. And I've been kind of lucky. Haven't found anything too impressive as of yet, but I'm just trying to check out the chat here, guys. So give me a second. Trying to check it in my program if it's talking to it. It's easier if I can go through my program. Yeah. All right. So, I just poured myself a nice, the Tribute Blend from 2XO. I have not made that into something that I think is, or I haven't made a full review on that one. But I have filmed it. I find it lacking. But I did find this, if you guys have seen the hunting video, I saw this for like 99 bucks to 100 bucks. So I bought one when I saw it for 93. And it was like, okay, I'll get it. I've got the rest for around that price. And then it was super, super exciting that I went on a hunt, and that hunt's up. I went to town about an hour and a half away from me. And I found these for 40 bucks. And so I bought another bottle, and I just happened to be going through that town and they had another one for 40 bucks. So that's what I got. And so hopefully it's pretty solid. You know, going out for $40, it's not bad. I am a little just disappointed overall. For a $100 bottle, I don't think it's actually worth it. I did get the 2XO Jim, which I'm kind of excited to try, or Jim of Kentucky. So this is the Deadman's, like, I guess it's the higher end one. And so hopefully, you know, that turns out to be pretty decent. I'm looking forward to trying that one in a review. I appreciate my buddy Eddie out there. Yeah, halftime Chiefs Packers. Yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan here. They're yeah, it's depressing, is it? Are you a Packers fan, John Wade? Are you a Chiefs fan? Or are you just depressed in general? Or do you actually cheer for a team that, you know, does well? I can't complain. The Chiefs have been doing really well. That's just a lot of, like, me growing up in the 90s and being disappointed by them the whole time. Yeah, that Tribute Blend just doesn't hit my palate the way I want it to. I liked a lot of his other stuff that he's done, the Dixon Deadman stuff, but overall, you know, it's just not, it's not what I want, and especially for a $100 bottle, no way. I think you're just missing the mark there, and I think a lot of companies are really getting into that. Packers fan in Kansas. Awesome. Hey, cheers, Major. Glad to see you, my man. I think that the Packers have a good shot this way. Just the way the Chiefs are playing, this is just how they do. But I think going back to the tribute blend, and as well as the wild turkey, like big releases, like the generations, Campari is just driving that price way up. I think it's ridiculous, man. I think it's just crazy. I've got a buddy that's way, way, way into wild turkey, and he's like, yeah, I paid it. I bought the generations. And now you keep getting emails from wild turkey saying like, hey, it's still available in case you guys are interested. You guys still interested? Huh? You guys interested? And it's like, that should tell you right there that you overpriced it. But they probably got their suckers that are willing to buy it, and they are now, yeah, just figuring out, okay, the price point. How many suckers are willing, or how much will suckers pay for the new release? And so I'm sure there's a percentage that they've already made on the people that paid that much for it. And so I hope that they figure out that, bringing it down a little bit, but I don't know. $450 or whatever it was coming out at retail is crazy. And I think that these 2XO bottles are maybe a little, this was, I found it for $40. It was a mispricing, let's be honest. But at $100, it's just, I don't think it's worth it. Now this Jim of Kentucky, which I'm excited about, it is $200. So hopefully it's better. It's a single barrel product. It's not a blend. And so this is from barrel 33. So hopefully Dixon picked out some awesome barrels. I'm interested in trying those. But throughout, I wanted to have a conversation with you guys, and just wanted to, kind of show what I got in the last month and just kind of have a conversation with you. Hey, Zach, how's it going? Scored a Blanton's Gold store pick. That is a new and special type of thing, man. From something that I hadn't even seen a year and a half ago. I'm lucky enough to have one bottle, and I want to thank my wife. We went into a store together, and apparently they were having a bourbon drop, and she goes in first because I parked the car, and she sees this line. She gets in the line, and they're like, well, what do you want? And she knows that I'm an E.H. Taylor fan, okay? I mean, totally, I'm a sucker for him. I love him. But E.H. Taylor, I love it. And she goes, oh, I'll have the E.H. Taylor. And is that a barrel proof? I'll have that. And then she saw Blanton's Gold. She goes, well, can I buy that too? And they're like, yeah, 2 per person. And so she bought me a E.H. Taylor barrel proof and a Blanton's Gold. I love that woman, is all I can say. It's pretty impressive. And so, I mean, a Blanton's Gold store pick, that should be pretty special. Does that still come out at the normal proof? I would assume so. And what is it 103 Blanton's Gold? I can't remember right off the top of my head, but that's Zach, that's a heck of a pull, man. Hopefully it didn't, totally crush you financially, but you got to do what you got to do when you're bourbon hunting. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. So got these 2 within the last month. Yeah, the barrel proof, Zach, is fantastic. The batch 12 here is amazing. I like it a lot. It hits all of the things that I want for it. So if you get your chance to try to get it, try to get you some. That's good. MSRP, gotta love that. Gotta love that. Because they're going to, screw you any way that they can. So if you can get it at MSRP, love it. My local store here in town, it's really kind of just a crappy situation for me personally because I'm late to the game. They have roughly five guys that have a standing agreement with the owner. And this is a fairly large liquor store for the area that I'm at. When all the allocates come in, they get the first pick, and it just goes out the door at MSRP, and then everything goes secondary on the shelf. So every once in a while, I get thrown a bone from the staff because I'm actually, courteous to them and kind to them. But it's, you know, it's a tough gig. So getting a store pick just at MSRP is something, if I don't get it in a raffle, I can't imagine. There's one store that I kind of have a connection with here that hooked me up with Michter's 10 this week that I can only say that I'm grateful for sure. You know, it's one of those things that just, what is it, you know, how can we be mad about getting hooked up with something that we've been looking for a while? Never had a Michter's 10, might crack it tonight, might crack it, you know, later on in this week or in this month, closer to the holidays. But so these are the first two things I got. Then I got a Von Payne. Yeah, it's a black currant flavored whiskey. It's not bad. It's a gimmick. I got it, you know, because it's a gimmick. And I thought my family would like it at Thanksgiving. They kind of looked at it and was like, okay, whatever. And so I was like, I can't get that 65 bucks back, but it is what it is. You know, so Von Payne, it tastes okay. It probably makes a pretty good old fashioned. I'm actually going to have to try that over the holidays. But yeah, I want to know, what are some of the things that you guys have been drinking lately, or have you found something that's really, that just scratches the itch that you're looking for? So hit me up in the comments, something that you've been looking for or have gotten. I'm going to put that over here. So Stag. The next one I got it when I was down in Kansas seeing some friends. And I got this next bottle pretty much because a staff's like, you got to try it if you've never had it. So I want to know your guys' information on this one. She talked me in, and I've been talking to a lot of crappy barrels and bottles. Broken Barrel Cask Strength. I haven't tried it. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, somebody can, you know, tell me if it's worth it. I mean, I already spent it. And so tell me if you guys have had this or any Broken Barrel, like, products, because I'm kind of interested in that just in general. Bourbon hunting sucks in my area. Yeah, I have to drive about an hour and a half to get a good chance of getting something. That sucks. That sucks. I watch some of these other guys. There's some amazing YouTubers out there that go and do bourbon hunting, and they just walk into these stores and there's just a whole spread of, you know, Major was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but there was a whole spread of just bourbons, like shit I've never seen before. And, you know, I'm in the middle of Nebraska, so that is rough in general. It's just tough. You know, most of the allocations go to the higher populated areas, and that's not me. And then, you know, there's 5 guys that take all the stuff I want. That's how it goes. Oh. Got a sample of the 13. I actually got the batch 5. I traded for the batch 5, I believe, Major, and that is a good one. We went to a bourbon tasting prior to that, and they gave the batch 4 and the batch 5. Both awesome. Both amazing, you know. So I think that's, I agree with that sentiment that it's great. And if I could find another bottle, I would probably do it again. It's funny, my mom, Scotch drinker, she's like, oh, like she went to the tasting with me, but she said, oh, like, I don't want to drink bourbon. Like, I'll give them to you. I'm like, you should try the bourbons. These are really good bourbons. And they had, you know, the Stags and stuff, all high proof shit. So she was like about ready to get like burned, and I knew it. But I was like, yeah, you should try it. You should try it. And so she tried all of them. Didn't whimper a bit. And I'm telling you, when she drinks Scotch, it's like Scotch and water, okay? So it's not, you know, what they would probably recommend. She doesn't really like the taste of Scotch, but she says she does. And she's like, Russell's 13, that was the best. That was the best. Get me a bottle. And I'm like, it's not that easy to just get you a bottle. So I'm going to crack that open with her for Christmas as a little surprise to her. So yeah. Yeah, go into all those liquor stores, man. Go into them. I was actually in a place, Whiskey Basket had hit it in KC. Went to it. bars on the windows, stuff like that. That's your ticket. Got some black cap early times there, so yeah, totally. I agree, Major. 4 and 5 are so good, so good. Yeah, and I've had batch 2. It wasn't bad either. Like, I don't think any of the batches are bad. I just think that, yeah, 5 was awesome, 4 was awesome, and I wouldn't mind having another one. Yeah, because I'm greedy. But, you know, I try to leave a bunch of stuff out there for other people when I come across. I have enough Eagle Rare. Speaking of Eagle Rare, I did find an Eagle Rare this last week. This is going on, excuse me, this is going out to one subscriber once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you hit a video somewhere, hit say Bourbon ER, and you're in that drawing for this bottle of Eagle Rare. Some people have a hard time finding it. I find it all the time. So I have the connection for Eagle Rare. Nothing else. So yeah, it's good. It's what it is. Yeah. I've never had batch 1. I would love to get a try of that one though. 2023 Gatsby. All right. I might give it a try. I haven't seen it, but and is that the general or is that the general release? No, the Gatsby, Remus Gatsby. Yeah. So I would love to try that. I did see a 2022 in Colorado for like $1,500, and I had to pass on that one. Yeah, so, oh. I saw the Magnum. I saw it. Hey, Chris, how's it going? That Magnum, I've never seen one. I've never seen one that big, and I would say that I would have to probably say, yep, I don't really care the cost of it just because it's a huge bottle of Eagle Rare. I thought that was pretty cool, so it was something interesting for sure. I was like, I didn't know that they made those. And so, and you picked that up pretty recently, didn't you, Major? That was a pretty recent hunt of yours. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So anyway, Eagle Rare up to one lucky person. You know, the channel's growing. I appreciate you. Some of the stupid stuff that I put out there is getting some traction. You know, most of it's jokes, but you know, it's making jokes at me. And then, you know, everybody takes it personal, and it's like most of these jokes are about me. So yeah, you know, it's what it is. It is what it is. So get into that drawing if you're not into that drawing yet, because I have more Eagle Rare than I need, and I want to get rid of some. And a great way to reward you just from watching my dumb ass is getting some Eagle Rare. So the next thing that I found, couple places. You found it in a couple places. Damn. Not in my neck of the woods. Not in my neck of the woods. I got a Buffalo Trace, and okay, I understand that it's not really that special, but this was a talking, you know, a talking point that I think is interesting. I find it the person that sold me the Michter's tin bourbon was like, well, you got to buy a Buffalo Trace too. And I was like, I have enough Buffalo Trace. I don't need any more Buffalo Trace. And they're like, buy it. And I was like, fine. You know, sometimes you buy stuff that you don't want because you grease the wheels, right? And so it's one of those things. So I was like, fine. I bought it. Got back to my house, going to put it away with all the other Buffalo Trace. I'm like, I could give it as a Christmas gift. You know, it's a decent bourbon. Why not? And then I noticed that there was a sticker on it. And it says Sazerac Barrel Select. And it has the establishment from where it's from, which I think is interesting. It's not a store pick. It's the Sazerac pretty much just said, you're having this barrel. Good job. So has anybody else ran across, like, not a store pick, but a Sazerac pick? They just pretty much like, yeah, we picked this barrel for you, buy it, or else. I'm sure that's how it went down. But I thought it was interesting for sure. Let me get back to the chat here. John, appreciate you, man. I'm glad that you like the shorts. I've got a few ideas that some other stupid stuff that's coming up. So just, yeah, watch out. There's a few ideas that are rolling around in this old head of mine. Adam, starting out, my brother-in-law is years ahead of, yeah, best pour for me, Michter Rye. Yeah, hey, to each your own. If I was starting out with bourbon today, I would start light and try to do some rye, is just to try to get your palate right. I really enjoy, what is it called, the Cooper's Craft 100, because it's cheap, and I think it's not super complex. It's just well-rounded. So I think that's a good one to drink. But yeah, I get going on that Michter's rye, and Michter makes a solid pour. They do good work there. Appreciate it, guys. I'll keep the shorts going then. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. They always want me to make Fireball, not a store pick. That's hilarious. I said in one of my hunting videos, I usually cut it out because I should have just, I should need to go back and look at all the jokes or all the things that I want to make a joke. And it's every time I'm suggested Jeffersons, anything Jeffersons. It's like every time I'm coming in, it's like, have you tried Jeffersons? It's like, yes, and I don't really like it. I don't know. There's probably some Jeffersons that are good. I've had 3 or 4, and they're just not appealing to me or not really worth the money. I just want different things. But Fireball, mine's the Jeffersons. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's have some ideas? I'll reach out, Major. Not a problem, man. Appreciate you. The double oak from Heaven's Door. I don't know if I've had that one. I've had a lot of separate different. I had one that was like 3-chord double oak, which is another celebrity, a less, it's Pat Benatar's husband or some crap like that. But it's not bad. Not bad for the price. So, all right, Buffalo Trace. I did the Von Payne. All right, next, I happened to get a Stag. I had the 23A already, so that's really not that important. The 23B is what I got the other week. So needless to say, this has been about the best month I've ever had. I've been pretty damn lucky. So it's one of those things I've been looking for bourbon for, before it was cool. Yeah, I remember like drinking Blanton's because it was like the cool bottle. I didn't know anything. I was in college drinking Blanton's. It was like $45, $50 off the shelf. I could just get it whenever. It was like our celebratory thing with me and my buddy. And all of a sudden, like Blanton's went away, and I was like, what the hell happened? And so it's one of those things that I started looking, and then all of a sudden, like, it's really hard to find anything. And then, finding a Stag once in a while is a pretty damn good thing. And some of these other ones, I'm pretty lucky in that. And it's hard work. It sucks. Especially when you're behind the game. I saw something the other day where it was just a meme, I believe, and it's like, oh, the one where, the woman's looking at the man in bed, and it's like, oh, like, I bet he's thinking about other women. And the guy was sitting there, and he's just like, I wish I could transport back to 2008 and buy all the George T. Stagg that I wanted. It's like, yeah, I get that. The Heaven Door is amazing. I'll have to check it out. Is there a particular one that I should check? I know that there's a single barrel I've seen. I think that's a 10-year. And I've seen some other Heaven Doors just like them. So is there a particular one I should check out next time I'm out? Oh, man. All right, so the double oak. Damn, I'm going to have to check it out. You guys are, it's just bourbon. It's just money. I've went a little crazy over the last few years, but I enjoy it. I've always said that I enjoy like the experience out of the bottle. One is different than the other, and that's fun. You get the blended stuff like Buffalo Trace. That should be fairly similar, unless apparently Sazerac makes you buy a barrel, and then they're like, oh, that's the best barrel. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, and so next I got a 1792 single barrel store pick. It was $40. Not bad. It's one of those things that I think that I would probably just, I have 2 of them because I was going to give one to a friend, and the friend's like, no, I'm okay. I was like, it's free. It's a gift. And he's like, no, I have enough 1792 products. So I haven't cracked this open. I hope it's good. I don't know. Has anyone had the 1792, any of the products? I saw some Bottle and Bond dropping, and I saw some full proofs dropping in, not in my area, but in, you know, a town or city, you know, about 2.5 hours away from me. And so that's interesting. I actually bought a 1792 full proof before it was cool. It was one of those things, and drank it like a dumbass and had it with Coke and stuff like that. But that was 9-10 years ago. You know, that was before I became a man and could drink just straight whiskey. So just basic double oak, around 50 bucks, cheaper than Stag. Yeah, I'm not getting Stag at that price. This Stag actually was like 75 bucks. I can't complain about that by any means, but sorry, I'm looking. My Chiefs are trying to, like, sports teams just try to pull you along, don't they? They just pull you along and then they disappoint you. I'm sure that's how my wife feels about me. Just, he's like, oh, he's doing better, and shit. So it is what it is. But 50 bucks. I'll have to take a look. I don't know if I've seen a double oak around. I'll have to look in a different city. I don't know if we have it here. Yeah, small batch, and small batch is okay, Chris. You know, it's one of those things it's fine. It's one of those things. Rashee Rice, God bless it. Sorry, guys. I got Rashee Rice on my DraftKings lineup, and I'm hoping that he would score for me. But, 2 yards short. That's about right. Yeah, but small batch, well, I'm going to have to give this a try. Maybe we'll just crack it open tonight. I'm getting done with this 2XO Tribute Blend. Like I said, I have a full review that I've taped. I'm going to put it out. I wanted to give it another shot before putting it out, just thinking if I was nose dumb or just palate dumb. But no, it's okay. I wouldn't buy it for 100 unless you really just want to follow Dixon Deadman's like full-on thing. But this Jim of Kentucky is really interesting to me. All right, so Chris, you talked me into it. I'm going to crack it open. Why not? Live stream, crack it open. Let's try it. You know, it's funny. I've had the small batch and the full proof of 1792. I haven't had anything else. So let me see here. All right. Get another clean Glen. Wash my palate off. Oh, man. So, guys, enjoying your Sunday? I got work after, tomorrow morning. It's one of those things. Sundays are about the only days that I could do lives. I've got 3 kiddos, and getting them to bed is my priority. I don't want to really do this while they're up and around because they're young enough that they're going to be very disruptive. So I think this is probably going to be it. Sundays, fighting, football, but that's okay. I do this just to have a little conversation with you guys because I love to get a little feedback from you. All right, 1792. Much hotter. All right, well, and this comes at single barrel, almost 100 proof, 49.3%. It's okay, smells all right. Nothing real special here. Let's see. Okay, you get a little bit of caramel, vanilla. It's not bad. It's not bad. I bought it for like 40 bucks, so it's not bad. Was I hoping it would be really awesome and I could be like, yeah, I've got 2 bottles of this shit now. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know if it's coming off that 2XO. Maybe that's helping me not feel like it's too hot, because I've had some of those things that are just slap you in the face when they're just too hot. It's like, or, they're 104 proof, but they drink like they're 120. I always think that that's almost more interesting than a higher proof that drinks down, because it's like, where's that burn coming from? It's just raw ethanol. I don't know. But 1792 single barrel. And I got this one from Salina Wholesale Liquor in Salina, Kansas. That's about 3.5 hours away from where I'm at. And it's the first time I've ever seen a single barrel. I had to go to a different state. It was all right. You know, John Wade said that he's from Kansas. It's tough sledding if you're not in one of the big cities, man. It's tough sledding. So it's yeah, it's all right. It's okay. But I just think it's crazy, and I want to throw it out to you guys. What do you guys think the best bargain is in bourbon right now? I mean, I think Wild Turkey 101 is always a rare breed. I think rare breed's probably one of the best bargains. What do you guys think? What's the best bargain that you have in bourbon right now? Maybe in your area. I will say something that just popped into my brain, and maybe we don't have it here, but I can get it in a few different states around me. And it's John Wade. I'm from small town Kansas originally, my man. Now I'm up here in Nebraska. Yeah, I converted. So what was I saying? The small town Kansas. Yep, I lost it. Doesn't matter. Talking about something really specific. Oh, yeah, what I can get. That's right. Green River. Green River Wheated and Green River Bourbon for 35 bucks. Pretty damn good. You know, it's pretty easy sipple. It's a pretty easy sipper. It's lower proof. If you can get that, I think that's a pretty good starter whiskey even. Kind of get you into wheaters and different types of bourbon. Old Tub, that peanut son of a bee. Yeah, I dig Old Tub, Chris. It's a solid drink. You know, I'm a big OGD 114 if I can get it. I like that flavor, and Old Tub is a great bourbon for its price. You know, it's what you asked it to be, is what it really is. And so it's remarkable. Best here is Knob Creek Single Barrel. Now, I will say, if that's a single barrel that's the 120 proof, not bad, not bad. Really? Jack Daniel barrel, all around 50 this weekend. Adam, that's not bad, man. I don't know if I've seen an Evans B&B. Oh, yes, I have. Evans White Label Bottle and Bond. That's great. That is like my go-to, man. That's my go-to. Sorry, I was up there thinking about something else. But and single barrel, all for around 50. You got a single barrel and an Evans for 50, Adam? Because that's a heck of a deal, my man. You got two solid drinkers. Pretty solid drinkers. Not bad at all. Sorry, sometimes I'm just surprised when I see prices in different places, because it is remarkable to me that what I see at my home liquor store. So, yeah, White Label is great. It's great. I love to sip it. I love to make it into old fashions and all that jazz. But an Old Tub, Chris, is a solid drinker as well. There's so many good, cheaper bourbons out there that people just look over, kind of scoff at, and look for the Eagle Rares and stuff like that. Man, you can go and crush it. Now, if you get an Eagle Rare for 45 bucks, that's not a bad deal. The store, my local store here, has it for like 94, something like that. So that's like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah. Oh, that makes more sense. That makes more sense, Adam. I was just sitting there like, holy shit. But still, not bad. Not bad. That's pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome get. You know, it's one of those things that you can be happy getting some pretty solid stuff, man. No, nothing wrong with Old Tub, Major. I'm not going to poo-poo that at all. It is a little peanutty, but I like that. And so I'm all into the Jim Beam world and all that crap. So there's some people that find that really off-putting. That ain't me. You know, there's definitely some things I'm trying to gain in drinking. Oh, early times. That's right. Early times is another one. For a liter, you can get, $30 for a liter, $30 for a liter. Solid drink. There's so many good budget bourbons out there. And then going back on my tirade here of these places, selling these limited edition. Okay, I have High West. What is it called? A Midwinter's Night Dram. I bought one off the website for 130 and I bought another one for 130 at a liquor store. Because I was like, oh man, if it's really good, we can share it for Christmas, my family, blah, 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 blah. It's okay. It's not bad. It's one of those things that I'm kind of like trying to gain a little bit of flavor for, or like, it's just doesn't hit me exactly where I want it to hit me, but it's not bad. But it's like they released 190,000 of these. And it's like limited is maybe not, and I feel like asking their ask is kind of crazy too sometimes. So it's the bourbon world is going a little crazy, I think. So if you can get good bourbon, that's on the cheaper end, like just, I started off talking about this 2XO. It isn't worth $100. I wouldn't pay it again. You try any Nulu? I haven't tried any Nulu. I've been pushed that a few times, and I'm always a little bit leery because give me a suggestion what kind of Nulu I should try, because there's a lot of different. I saw the toasted barrels and some other things like that. So I'm interested in trying a Nulu for sure, but I want a little guidance, and I would rather take it from you guys than maybe a store clerk that doesn't drink bourbon and they just told a story. I bought Benchmark 8 from someone. I was trying to grease a wheel for a better bottle, and they're like, oh, it's the sister of Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is aged 6 to 8 years, and this is aged 3 years, and it's like, it's pretty much the same thing. And yeah, it's not. It's not good. It's not good. I wouldn't buy Benchmark 8. Yeah. Hey, Shane. Love you, bud. Glad you're here. We're doing fine. Seems like all of the Chiefs players are getting hurt right now. So we'll just end the game and let's go home. I'll take the loss. Yeah, Major, the Midnight. I think it might hit someone just better. I had a buddy call me. He's like, have you tried this? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it's maybe the best whiskey I've ever had. And I was like, okay, well, that's awesome. I'm glad that he liked it. It's like I've got a couple bottles. When you come by, I'll be able to pour you up some. So that's awesome. It's just not the top. I wanted more out of it. That's pretty much it for the price, and but I've been disappointed a lot. You spend money on bourbon, you're going to be disappointed. You chase bourbon, you're going to get disappointed. Yeah, Shane, you're right. I mean, the Raiders are the Raiders. You never know. They might be coming up here. You never know. Next year, they got a chance. Oh, so guys, I'm trying to figure out a format. I'm just trying this out originally, just hopefully to have a discussion with you guys a little bit and seeing what we can, build a community around just BSing with each other. And so it's just trying to figure out and guide what you guys want to see from me. I could do blinds, I could do stuff, things that I don't really want to do on a pure, just straight, I guess, video premise. Because I think like these live are a little bit more realistic and believable. The editing may or may not help some people guess right or guess wrong on those. Not that I think that happens, but yeah, could. All right, let's see here. The Nulu honey is supposed to be great. Everyone loves it. Yeah, I've got to say, I don't know if I've ever had a honey finished whiskey in anything. I think I had the sip of a Penelope Rio, and so that's got some honey barrels in it, but it's one of those things it was fine. One of those things that it was not 100% my thing. Yeah. Yeah, SteamYard. All right, I'll take a look at that, Major, for sure. I'm going through, I think it's like Ecamm Live, and so it's one of those things I'm just learning as I go on the live, especially. It works well for me for shooting videos and crap like that, but I'd love to have other dum-dums on. That would be a lot of fun because I think it's pretty simple, you know, to just BS and chat with everybody. But I would love that, Major. And you know, it's one of those things. It's my schedule is hard because I've got a lot of kid opportunity or activities that I try to get into. So, yeah. Do you have a go-to local bourbon whiskey? Good question, Shane. It depends on what you mean by local. All right. So local, I'm Central Nebraska. There are a few distilleries around. There's one in a small town. You may actually know it, Shane. He's producing a very small craft distiller and is really trying to meet the needs of the people he's serving right now. And that's, you know, a lot of flavored whiskeys and stuff which are delicious. He did put out a bourbon. I have not tried it, so I should. But locally, you know, I haven't had anything that's really blown me away. There is one, a major distillery, really. It used to be McCormick, now it's Holiday. Holiday, I think, makes great bourbon, and the soft red wheat is really good. But I think that I need to check out the local one and maybe make a stop there again, because if you know local distillers at all, guys, it's really cool. Yeah, Long Dogs, Shane. It's Long Dogs. Long Dog Distillery. They make some, he makes some pretty cool, but he'll let you like come out and show you. He's like just proud of his work. And it's pretty cool. And if you're a whiskey guy, he's really excited to hear you. Yeah, Major, I know. I know that you and some of those other guys, and I've seen some of you guys on the live streams together. I know like you're a dumb, you were referencing yourself. I'm a dum-dum as well, for sure. Oh, so yeah, you know, it's one of those things that I would say local. It's just interesting. I can't put down something. There's some interesting stuff coming out of the cities. They are doing blending, so they are sourcing from MGP or whatever, Robin Squibb now, but it's MGP in my heart forever. So yeah, it's one of those things. That's right. He did a flavor so the guy, you guys won't see this because it's just local to us, but Shane is a local Nebraskan as well. They make a black walnut flavored one, and that one's good. That one's good. It is flavored though, so you know, it's not a bourbon, but it's a flavored whiskey, and it's pretty delicious. He did a good job with that one for sure. Yep, 100%. So it's always fun when you get to meet people that are like really into their craft, no matter what it is. It's always amazing. And you know, talk to people that are like, I love going to big stores in different places and meeting other bourbon people, because you'll spend like 20 minutes like, oh, have you ever tried this one? Well, yeah, I have. Oh, well, then you got to try this one. You know, that's really exciting stuff. And I think like people like Major that's going out and showing all the different varieties and things that are available, not for me, but like for most of the United States, I think that's awesome, because it is cool just to see what's out there. There's so many labels, especially in bourbon, and well, just in variety. I mean, even tequilas and stuff, the labels are exploding. And it's just amazing to see what's out there and what, you know, you can possibly get. And it's so exciting. I was in Minnesota, and there was all these labels I've never heard of before. But I did grab myself when I was up there at Driftless Glen. Have any of you guys had Driftless Glen? I haven't cracked it yet. I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure like most of you guys that are here, there's a lot. I have a lot of bourbon, and I need to try to work through some of it. I need to have some friends help me work through it. I had a bourbon tasting event kind of with about 6 friends, and we had steak and all that stuff. No, it was like 10 friends now that I think about it. And I had all these different bourbons out, and we didn't make a dent in anything because everybody wanted to try stuff. So it's just, it is what it is. You know, it takes time. So, but has anyone tried the Driftless Glen from, I think it's Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin. I think that's interesting. Toasted was awesome for the price, John. All right, okay. It's just asking me to, you know, spend a little bit more money. Spend a little bit more money. It's no big deal. Just keep doing that. Keep finding good bourbon or bad bourbon. It's just what it is. Yeah, I've heard good things too. That's why I bought it, Chris. because there's fellow, whiskey YouTubers out there that are like, oh, this is really good. You should try this. I think it was Mash and Drum, Jason Mash and Drum. He's like, oh, this was like a sneaky hit. So I was up there and I'm like, oh, I got to get the single barrel. And I haven't cracked it yet because I'm scared to find out the truth. Yeah, not awesome. Oh, not awesome. I missed that. Sorry, it's just a little far away from me. Good. Appreciate that, John. Appreciate that. I will save my money because, drinking bourbon, it can get expensive really quick. And, I don't want to say that I'm collecting bourbon. I like to think that I'm getting a variety of bourbons to try with everyone. And the problem is they just keep coming out with new stuff that I'm interested in and new different variations. So it's one of those things, but yeah. You think Buffalo Trace will ever go back to normal pricing and availability? In Ohio, we're only allocated one bottle. Oof. And usually only 1 out of 10 liquor stores get it from state each week. Now, I know Ohio is a state ran. Nebraska is a 3-tier. Right now, here's what I see. I see a lot of Buffalo Trace that's marked up really high sitting on the shelves, and I see a lot of Sazerac rye sitting everywhere. I've walked into multiple stores here in Nebraska that have cases of Sazerac rye up there and selling them for like 29 bucks, which I still think's a little over. And so I'm hoping that they just, get the message that maybe we can distribute this a little bit ready and knock it off the allocation. Those two probably shouldn't be allocated anymore because the production's so high on those, for sure. Yeah, check out Syracuse. Now, Adam, is that Syracuse, New York? Because hopefully, a big place like that hopefully would have something, checking you out, to check out for there. Yeah, the bourbon bubble is going to pop hard. It is, if you haven't been in any of the other markets, that one's going to pop real hard. And I think tequila, you're right, Major, 100%. I think everybody's going to figure out that tequila is also very tasty and an easy drink. And then they're going to start sliding over there and finding out that, oh, I can get a really good drink for 35 bucks. I can get an awesome bottle for 40. And yeah, I think that's where it's at, Major. I couldn't agree with you more. I've actually tried to get into some of the tequilas. I've got a Clase Azul, got that for my wife, really, and I, because we both like tequila, and it's delicious. It's amazing. And so that's higher end, obviously, but there's a lot of lower end bottles that are just awesome. So tequila is the way, and it's also, probably starting to, it's probably a good way for us to focus and shift a little bit in interest, right? But yeah, New York. Well, Adam, let me know. Never been up that way, but I has to be better. But Syracuse, New York, I think, is New York a 3-tier? I believe it is. And so, yeah, you might have an opportunity to find some pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, Michter's small batch, honestly, that, Big Dog, that is a pretty good, alternative. There's a lot of good alternatives to Buffalo Trace. Honestly, if you got the Bottle and Bond, the early times Bottle and Bond, that's a good alternative. Now it's a Sazerac. It's still Brown-Forman juice, but it's still pretty good. There's a few things that Buffalo Trace, I just feel like they know what they're doing. They can distribute it more. I hate that Buffalo Trace is hard to get. But wow, that's interesting, Major. Tequila is the next wave. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm not gonna, step on your toes on that one at all. But it's something that I just enjoy drinking tequila. But tequila is something that is definitely there's some knowledge that has to go into that. I know blue agave is something that I'm also know that I'm looking for every time I buy something. I bought something the other day for a buddy that does not drink. He does not drink bourbon at all. He only drinks tequila. And I bought one for him, and he's like, and I looked at it, and it wasn't 100% blue agave. It had some different weird twist to it. So It was, you know, a little disappointment that I was thought I got him a good bottle, and he just pretty much, he's like, the same as like, you know, someone that comes and gives you, I don't know, some kind of bottle that they think that, you know, it's a nice bottle for you, and then you're like, yeah, but I have some other ones that I'd rather drink. That was kind of the situation there. But yeah, so tequila is next. I agree with that, and so it's something that's interesting to look at for the future, for sure. Yeah, but looks like Wild Turkey Products never had a bad one, says Tom Black 06. Nice. Yeah, so I don't know if I've ever had a bad Wild Turkey. That's fair. I've had ones that I've disappointed from the price point, but overall, I think they're pretty solid, pretty good. I mean, I could be happy with Rare Breed for a majority of time. Kentucky Spirit, those are awesome. Scotch has your heart, Shane. Yeah, well, maybe we can convert you. Now, I got to get into the Scotch game a little bit more. I have people asking me all the time, try Scotch. I've got, you know, as I'm sure Major, if you don't know, if you don't follow Major, follow Major. He does awesome videos and he does awesome hunts. Um, but he shows some different Scotches as well as tequilas, etc. But Major, I'm sure you have some people in the UK or Ireland and stuff, and they hit me up. You know, they're like, where's the Irish whiskey? Where's the Scotch? It's like, I got a lot of bourbon I'm trying to get through first, but I gotta get ready for that. I gotta get some scotches. Like I said, at the start of this, my mom's a Scotch drinker. So yeah, yeah. So get some for her, and I can share it with her, I suppose. I'll try it, Major. I'll try it. Why not? Scotch is king. I tell you what, I've had a few scotches that I thought were great, but there's the single malt or the different things that I've had were okay, great. Bourbon hits me a little, you know, I probably, because I'm a big dude and I like sweet stuff and I like the sweeter taste of bourbon, blah, 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 blah. But there is some awesome scotches. I know the Lagavulin, I don't think I said that right, but close. I tried to run it through real quick. The 16-year, I think that was good. That was good. I got that for a buddy for his graduation. That was pretty awesome. And monkey shoulder. Now, that's one that's actually fairly accessible, I know, Shane. And so monkey shoulder is one of those things that you can find about anywhere. So I got to get into the scotches. I know. I got to build another house or something, or, you know, let my wife not know that I'm buying more whiskey. There's a way to drink it. Ah, I'm interested. I'm interested. Major, you have my ear. You have my ear. I'd love to do that. And I mean, you get those like the Lagavulin. Lagavulin. I'm going to say it right. I haven't had that much whiskey yet. That's like a powder keg, right? Of peat. It is just peated, and it's so different. It's just Scotch on peat times a billion, I think. And I think some of the Brooklotties are really heavy peated as well. Haven't had any of those. Some people have really pushed me the Octomores. Has anybody had an Octomore? Because that would be something that I'd be interested in trying as well. But yeah, it's one of those things that I'm hopeful to kind of spread it out and not just drink bourbon, because believe it or not everyone wants to drink bourbon. I mean, my wife doesn't want to drink bourbon, so it'd be nice to spread it out. Rum, she likes rum. She likes Papa's Pilar rum, and I have to agree with you. It's sweet. It's like maple syrup in a glass. But you guys have any good rums that I should check out? I'll have to check that out, Major. Nah, it's yeah, sip it for real. Yeah, some of those different bottles. I mean, heck, I mean, there's even some bourbons that, yeah, take a mouthful and it's gonna hurt you bad. And so sipping is king for sure. Oh, I dig it, but time for a new wife. Oh, that's not fair. She's sweet. She's letting me do this while, you know, the kids are asleep and she's probably hearing me. So if you guys don't know, this setup is in my basement. And this is like, I'm glad you can only see this because all around me are Nerf guns and Nerf darts. We had a major Nerf gun battle and I came victorious once, but then those little shits figured out a flanking maneuver and I was done, man. They hit me from all sides and it was a quick death. I mean, I was shot multiple times. And so it was you know, so this is like what I'm kind of trying to deal with is from times trying to find times to go live and times to shoot videos. I have to find particular times where there's not going to be kids here and also that it's not completely destroyed. But yeah, so I just appreciate you guys watching this because it's one of the times that I can actually just do this. I love brown sugar and vanilla, and I'm a big cinnamon guy. And what's really funny is I'm trying to think of a bourbon that I just had that was really, I think it might have been the historic barrel. The Woodford Reserve was like just brown sugar, big bomb of brown sugar. And yeah, so it was pretty delicious. And then cinnamon, I dig cinnamon. I've always enjoyed cinnamon, so that type of flavor component is right up my alley. Yeah, thanks, Major. Give me some, hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. If you're watching and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I don't know what you're doing. Also, get on this thing. This Eagle Rare is up for a drawing once we hit 1,000. So hit any of my videos, say Bourbon Haul ER in the comments, and you're ready to go, man. And you'll be entered into that drawing. So I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Major and Adam. Oh man, Nerf gun fights are the best, Adam. Let me tell you, especially when you have tactical advantage on them. It's always like, oh yeah, like get the gun. Yeah, you can use that one. Yeah, Dad's going to get the one that shoots, you know, at a rate of like 2 darts a second. We'll see who wins. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, like I said, the older ones started figuring out how to flank, and it was all over from there because I was pinned back behind this bar actually, and it was bad. It was bad. Oh, for sure. But yeah, I like you're right, the barrel proof it had a lot of a cinnamon in it, and it had a lot of, you know, I just dig the differences that you get from batch to batch and those things. But cinnamon as well, I got a lot of like fruit forward. Oh God, the Chiefs, they're just trying to, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that anymore. So, but I agree, Major. It's been amazing to try some of those different barrel proofs with the cinnamons and stuff. But one of those notes I really enjoy. I know Willets have a lot of cinnamon, or known to have a cinnamon kind of finish to it. I have one Willet Weeder. It's got a little bit of that in it. I know some of the purple tops are a little higher end on that, but I haven't got one of those because those are way out of my price range, for sure. But yeah. But with that said, I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. I appreciate you, Major. I appreciate you sticking around, man. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate you, dude. That is cool. And anybody in here, follow Major. He's down here in the comments. Just click subscribe. He deserves it. That dude is a grinder, and he actually, Major, I believe you had a pretty awesome show of was it a Black Friday? I believe it was Black Friday, and kind of like stayed up, went through a Black Friday and saw the line and had an awesome show of like all the stuff. There was a town, or Salina, Kansas. They told me, oh, we have one, and the people start lining up at like 7 p.m. on Thanksgiving to get a chance at a bottle on Black Friday. And I was like, it is. Up here, it gets cold, man. I mean, it wasn't terrible that day, but it wasn't great. And so, yeah, it's one of those things. I'll trade you a purple top for almost anything, literally. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've got this 1792 single barrel, Tom Black, 06, just in case you're interested. But Yeah, too old. Yeah, man. I mean, so another thing, and this will be something in other lives and different videos. I'm asking. I am actually going to Kentucky in May to watch the PGA Championship, but also doing some distillery things and things like that for my big 4-0. Yeah, talk about getting old. So if you guys have any suggestions of places to stop, you ever been there, have just interest at all of spots, like I understand like Buffalo Trace and Heaven Hill and some of the things like, but if you have specifics about those things that are interesting, I would love to hear that, because I need to cut and figure out, days and check that out. So it's one of those things. And Chris Jenkins is in here as well. He's a content provider as well. Check out Chris as well. I appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you, Major. And so it's one of those things. But yeah, excited for that in May. So that's 5 months away. Oh, Lord. And so we're going to be, I think my wife and I are driving there. And so it's a pretty big gift for me. Yeah, that father and son. Might crack that sometime soon. I got this for a good friend, but he might not be that good of a friend. Yeah. Inside joke. Sorry, guys. North of Bourbon was a great place to eat at the Woodford. I was really interested in the Woodford Reserve. I'm also interested in going to the Michter's, because they have a particular chance. It's once a month, and I can't find out when it is because they haven't posted it yet. But I'm hoping it's the week that I'm there, because I'm going to buy it, because I would love to go through the special part, and it's like you get to try Michter's 20 and things like that. Shit I'll never see. But North of Bourbon was great. Noted. It's awesome, because I'm going to need to have some places to go with the wife. And is there also, I'm a big Civil War and just kind of history buff. And so is there any places in Kentucky I should check out for that as well? I'm going to nerd out just real quick. All right, retract that. All right. Oh, guys. But, well, we're into the fourth quarter. And so you guys don't see me get totally devastated and intoxicated, because I can't handle the pain of watching the Chiefs lose to a better team. I'm probably just going to call it here shortly, guys. So any other questions? Anywhere else or anything else that I can answer for you guys? This is kind of the haul that I've got this week. I'm looking forward. I'm going to try to shoot a live, or not a live, a video at a live lottery that's local here. And so hopefully, I know that they have some good bottles. I'm hoping there's a BTAC or two, and I hope my number is called early. It never is. Never is. But I'm hoping for that. Heaven Hill for drops? Yeah. I think Heaven Hill is an interesting one for drops, because who knows what's there, right? And I've heard from multiple people that Maker's Mark is also a good tour to go to, but I'm trying to contemplate, what, I really want to pull my wife to. She already suggested, maybe I'll just drop you off and then I'll go, do this and do whatever. So it is what it is. But so once again, guys, hit the like, subscribe if you aren't, and more shorts and more videos are coming out. I just appreciate you guys sitting around talking with me. Chris, appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your night. Everyone else, have a good rest of your night. It's just awesome to hang out with you guys. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, let's drink some good bourbon, all right? And go Chiefs. Yeah. See you guys. Have a good one.